let's get into the dailies that we have. I'll begin with the Chronicle. Now, on the front page of the Chronicle today, it says, Alan Cash to drop political bombshell today. It's a question being asked. Sources say a third force is on the cards. Okay, so I guess there's been questions as to him resigning from the MPP. You know, he's done that before.
Yeah.
And him resigning from the MPP, possibly to go independent. You know, so it's a speculation. But anyway, he's having a presser today, a conference of sorts today, so we'll see what he says. Government trains 2,000 hospitality staff on how to speak French.
Ooh, that's good.
Yeah, it's interesting, but I think we have French all around us, so it shouldn't come to this.
No, you see, I've realized one thing about Anglophone countries.
Yeah.
You know, being born in a Francophone country, I understand, you know, I can see the difference. Anglophones, we are very laid back when it comes to French. Nobody takes French seriously in class.
And that's where the problem is.
You see? But when you go to the Francophone country, unlike the Francophones actually are proactive to learn English. So when it comes to learning, they are faster than us to learn our language, but we don't want to learn theirs.
Yeah, but I guess maybe there's also maybe a business angle and a sociological angle to it, you know, in the sense that more people speak English than they speak French in the world.
Well, but we're going to France right now. We're looking for diplomatic jobs. We want...
Kwewu Pipiase, Satase Bretwo family protests attempt to install new chief. And finally, on the front page of the Chronicle, we have Oforiatta leads the battle to achieving climate goals. And the scripture for today on the front page of the Chronicle newspaper says, Deuteronomy chapter 3, verse 22, you shall not fear them, for it is the Lord your God who fights for you.
All right. So on the front page of the Finder, we are just doing our work and not harassing traders, and that's by the GRA. Diaspora investors vital for Africa's prosperity, and that's it, the APN saying that. And Oforiatta welcomed Ghana's selection to host CVF Secretariat. French classes for 2,000 commences to serve French-speaking tourists better, and that's by Dr. Awal. CSOs applaud Afarinik and Cocoa Board on cocoa rehab fit. And Radio Adan journalist on trial over publication of fake news about Magdan is dead.
Yeah, unfortunately. You know, your headline says government to train.
Yes, to serve French-speaking tourists better.
No, so what is that? What's the headline?
French classes for 2,000 commences.
Commences. But it gives the impression on the Chronicle that it's actually been done. Government trains 2,000 hospitality staff. Okay, anyway. Yeah, okay. No problem. Let's continue. The Republic Press, it says here, Alan to resign? It's a question that's asking. A great minister denounces false claims regarding road construction. And we have redeem your funding pledges, Energy Minister to developed countries. Ban on funerals and mass gatherings to begin on November 13th in Aveno. We also have hashtag Occupy Jolobi House. Police meet with leaders of Democracy Hub. That photo was around over the weekend of the police hierarchy meeting with some of the hierarchy of the Democracy Hub people. And then leak tape to oust IGP, you are biased. Recuse yourself, it's not by force. Jampo to Atachia. All
right, so on the Daily Guide, we have protesters plan to occupy Mahama's office. No camping of delegates. MPP warns flag bearer aspirants. Light Foundation marks International Peace Day. Ado Kufuor angry over $1 billion rich tag. Ex-Bantama MP's death sparks controversy.
All right. The Ghanaian Publisher. It says here, a Greek minister refutes farmers' claim. Government trains 2,000 hospitality staff in French. Majority Leader Asenso Boakye mourned former Bantama MP, and Daniel Ochim Abuaje sadly passed away over the weekend. He was actually on, I think it was in my first year on Breakfast Daily. He was a guest on our show. Yeah.
That's sad.
Yeah. Very sad. Condolences to his family and friends. Political leaders sustaining corruption. Togbe Apede speaking. We have Vomawo sweats over bribe in quotes lie. Okay, so those are the headlines on the front page of the Ghanaian Times.
All right, so on the new publisher, we have $1 million bribe allegation. Apu, play the tape or go away, or go away you. Baker Vomawo in credibility crisis. 41 Ghanaians rot in Nigerian jail over QNet job scam. Former Bantama MP dead.
You know this claim that Baka Voma was making? If it's true, it presents a whole new, set of issues and challenges. Because his claim was that he was offered a government position and a bribe of $1 million to back down from his activism.
Yes.
Right. Now, if it's a lie, or he can't prove it,
that'll be a dent on
then
him.
it's a huge
It's going to be a dent on him.
Credibility thing, because you bring out all these thousands of people, because he started with Fix the Country, came to now he's done Occupy, this one, Occupy Junior House and all of that. So, we're at a crossroads at this point. He says he has a recording, and so let's see what happens. But
but if he doesn't,
government is going to take a hard hit if this
exactly.
thing really comes out and
Exactly.
it's actually an audio tape on this. Anyway, the custodian. Oh yeah, are we done with?
Yes, I'm done. Yeah.
The custodian has these headlines here. It says, government commences training for 2,000 hospitality staff in the French language. We also have Baumia suspends campaign for EC registration exercise. Where is the $1 million bribe recording? Public mounts pressure on Baka Vomawo. SCOs applaud Afarenik and Cocoa Board on cocoa rehab feat. Police apologizes for Occupy Jubilee House protest disruptions. And GRA denies harassing traders.
All right, so on the anchor, we have former UNESCO staffer appointed NDC youth patron. National Security Minister dares Fix the Country convener to release $1 million attempted bribe audio recording. WAPCO's mandate is to transport gas, and that's by the management. Ata Achia advocates partnerships, says we can't rely on governments to reap full benefits of oil and gas.
All right, the Herald. Akufo-Addo orders GMPC to secure $700 million loan to settle debt created by his family business. Sparks concerns. Hey, Herald. Larry Alasdogbe's paper. Ghana's military sits on rape case against senior officer. Ooh. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. Government dishing out 300 million Ghana cedis to McDan's salt business, nagging questions raised. And a story that's coming up in the Herald, Kennedy Japan's days as Ghana Gas Board chair numbered. Okay, so that's it for the Herald.
All right, so my last paper here being the Business and Financial Times. Competing programs, low funding, impending NDPC. Feature, achieving succession planning success, the importance of a holistic succession strategy. Petroleum, Upstream Petroleum Chamber launches 2023 industry reports. Financial stocks rebound with 12% gain in agriculture. Supply crunch puts cocoa producers in driving seat. And that's what we have for the Business and Financial Times.
Wonderful. All right, so you can go over to Citi. Let me just do this one quickly. I have the Ghana feed here. It says here, Ghana selected as a host country for CVF V20 Global Secretariat. We also have Dokua's rehabilitated clinic in bad shape. Sparks anger in Ekropong. We have Sami Ewuku supports traders in Ekwapem North. And no wrongdoing in GMPC, Letasco Phase 6 financing. Energy Minister hits back at JJN minority. Okay, so that's what we have for the papers today. A quick look at
citynewsroom.com. So pick up your phone, your tablet, head to citynewsroom.com, and let's check out the headlines together. Organizers of Occupy Jilobi House demo failed, and that's by Alassane Tampoli. And trending stories, disregard false reports of Larambaga mosque collapse. Managers say Stoneboy calls for better governance on day 3 of Occupy Jilobi House demo. And Edunyami Foundation empower young girls at Tesano cluster of schools. Shout out to Prima. Okay, Bawumia suspends campaign for voter registration exercise. Yeah.
The story about the organizers of the hashtag Jilobi House demo failed. Alassane Tampoli speaking, I find it interesting that he says what he says. Let me just quickly read that story there. It said here, the government has criticized the organizers of the Occupy Jilobi House protest, labeling them a failure due to their inability to submit a petition outlining their concerns. Speaking in an interview with Citi News, Alassane Tampoli Solomana, a member of the government for Gushegu and Deputy Minister for Transport, revealed that he had been designated by the government to receive the petition from the Democracy Hub group. However, he expressed disappointment that the group failed to present any concerns during the protest. It has become very necessary for us to meet them. At some point, I was told, for instance, that all of them wanted to come. So we said, okay, we will move to where you are if you just want to present a petition. I will move under escort to wherever they were. That was when I was told there was actually no petition. So it's like a right that has been exercised, but the point hasn't been drummed home. So the leadership actually failed. Okay, and I'm asking the question, is the objective of every protest to submit a petition?
I don't think so.
It beats my mind that it's almost like that's how everybody has always done it, and so that's the only way to do it. So it must be done
like that, yeah.
Do you understand? I don't get it. How is it a failure if a petition wasn't presented? I don't get that. I don't know whether I'm the only one who's struggling to understand the logic of you didn't present a petition, therefore you have failed.
Yeah.
You understand? 3 days, back to back, for 3 days, the Ghana police force was out there in their numbers.
And it kept gaining momentum.
To make sure that there was peace and order, right? And the numbers kept increasing over the time.
And did you see what happened online?
More and more people.
Did you see what happened online? Like, they kept trending. They were
they were trending throughout.
Yes.
The hashtag was trending throughout the weekend.
I don't think it was a failure. I think the message was still passed.
I think it's very strange that government thinks this was a failure.
No, I don't think so.
Because a petition wasn't submitted.
Whether the petition was submitted or not, did you get the message? You got the message. That's it. Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, I think you got the message.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Anyway. Well, sports is next. Don't go anywhere. Welcome back. And sports this morning, there's a lot of sporting activities. And so let's get right into it. They're defending in the Bet Power Ghana Premier League. Defending league champions, Midiama, lost 2-0 at Aduana Stars on Sunday in week 2 of the Bet Power Ghana Premier League. Now, goals from Brighty J and Gabriel Akwesi-Mensah settled the tie at the Nana Ajimambedu Park. Now, Asante Kotoko lost their first game of the season following their 2-1 defeat at Bibiani Gold Stars on Saturday. Prince Owusu Kwabena and Eric Bosomche scored 4 Gold Stars, while Sharif Mohammed got the only goal for Kotoko. Now, in other results, Hearts edged Insatraman in Accra, while Nations FC, Karela, and Bichim United all got home wins as well. Okay. So there's week 2 results. Right. So on the Premier League on Citi, we have some news from England. Defending champions Manchester City won their 6th straight game of the season with a 2-0 victory over Nottingham Forest on Sunday. Now, Phil Foden and Erling Haaland got the goals for the citizens as they held their position at the top of the table. Now, Liverpool stayed on their heels with a 3-1 win over West Ham at Anfield. Mohamed Salah, Darwin Núñez, and Diogo Jota scored for the Reds, while Jarrod Bowen got the consolation for the visitors. Now, Manchester United snapped their 2-game losing run in the league with a 1-0 win at Burnley on Saturday. Now, Captain Bruno Fernandes got the only goal of the game in the first half with a volley via an assist from Johnny Evans. Now, the biggest game of the day was the North London derby between Arsenal and Tottenham Hotspur, and it ended 2-2 at the Emirates on Sunday. Arsenal scored through a Christian Romero own goal, but Spurs responded through Son Heung-min just before halftime. Now, the Gunners took the lead again with a Bukayo Saka goal, but Son Heung-min found the leveler to leave the game in a draw. Now, Chelsea's poor start to the season continued with a 1-0 home loss to Aston Villa. Ollie Watkins scored the only goal of the game in the second half following a swift counter-attacking move. The Blues endured a tough afternoon of a disallowed goal and a red card to Malo Gusto. In all this happened in the first half.